Yeah, definitely. I don't know. We just kind of need internet for our jobs, but I think we're live. So let me go pull up my computer because I always have to do this to make sure. Um, but yeah, I just wanted to introduce you guys to Adi. I've known her for a few years now. I think like 2 or 3 years, and she is like the person when it comes to like any type of social media automation. It's really cool. And I've seen some pretty awesome case studies you've done. Like I remember your Pinterest case study. That was super cool. You had like millions of impressions. So do you mind just like giving us a brief introduction for those of you who don't, for those of the people who do not know you, and then just talking about like how you got started in your story?
Yes. Thank you, Christian. Thank you for having me over here. Very excited. So forgive me if I like sometimes make some small mistakes or big mistakes, honestly, with my English. Yeah, so basically, I can say like I dedicated my life to automation and Jarvee. Like this is basically all what I'm doing from the morning till the morning after. I love Jarvee. I think I realized that in 2018 back then, and short story long, like today I'm only focusing on helping other business to grow their account. It can be Instagram, it can be LinkedIn, Twitter, Pinterest, everything. And I also find out with the time that I very like to teach people how to do what I'm doing, because I feel this is like the most meaningful things. If you keep everything to yourself, so not that cool. So I was also like very like to teach and to guide people. Yes, and if some people over here have some specific questions about Jarvee, I prefer not technical issues like how many scrapers, proxies, and these kind of things, because that you will get all the answers and support in the Jarvee group. But if you have any questions about the business side of that, or how it can help your business, or how you can grow your business with that, build an agency. So that would be cool. That's
Yeah,
it.
definitely. I think there's a really good quote by Sam Ovens where he says the fastest way to get to seven figures is to teach somebody else how to make six. So if you can teach people the skills you've made and like productize that, like the training, then you can scale to seven figures faster. And like for you, I know it changed your life because like when I first met you, I think you were living in Italy, and then you've been like all over, and you've been in Israel, and now you're in Mexico. like, yeah. Do you mind me asking a couple questions about your agency? Like, how many clients do you think percentage wise are like in LinkedIn? Or the majority of your clients on Instagram? If so, on Instagram, how do you guys manage to, keep pushing on? And because like Instagram has become a lot more tougher than like LinkedIn and other platforms.
Yes, definitely. Actually, yeah. Actually, most of my clients are on Instagram. I think like the most demand in the world, as I see that for growth, it's on Instagram. Also LinkedIn, we do have many clients, but not as Instagram. I think more than 80%, 85 even percent is on Instagram. All the rest is LinkedIn a bit, Twitter, small accounts, TikTok. We started a few months ago. And as for Instagram, you're right. It's like the most hard part. I just talked with my team like a week ago, and I remember that 2 months ago, it was like very hard time. And I was so upset with the scrapers and with the issues. And like you wake up every day and like, no way, I need to fix it again. And like you're in a loop. And I cried. And I never crying. Like I'm not these people who like crying, but it was like, wow, I cannot handle it anymore. Like how many issues it can be done with only like it used to be so easy. Back then in 2018, I started that in 2018, as you remember. It was like, the good life. API, you connect account. I know people who makes millions only from connecting accounts and go to their vacation, and everything was like a magic. And then 2019, you remember? May, June, Instagram said no more, party's over. And then this is actually where my main point of my business. Like I realized, okay, I can help people, I can find solutions. I was working 24/7, yes, on Italy, where I was being. Italy, also been in France, sorry, Croatian, a few more countries in Europe. And I tried to fix the issues and find some solutions, talk with the Jarvee team. I actually got to a call with the owner. That was cool to talk with the owner on a video call. Yes, like never, this is my motto, like never give up, trying your best and until you will find the solutions, because there is always a solution. It's only a matter of how hard you will go to get it and, the price for that.
Yeah, definitely. There's always like a workaround, but that's insane. It got so difficult to just do simple stuff. And like with the scraper issue, you said you even like cried. Like I respect that, because you say like your motto is never give up, and it just gets harder and harder to do like really simple stuff that it used to just be like plug in the account, put in like, and it's like runs and like flip the switch. And actually, I don't even think I know who the owner of like that software is. I think there was like some guy named Johnny who like made it, but then he went like MIA. And then I don't know. I don't know if that's a secret or not, but
yeah, no, that's okay. Yeah.
So what did you guys do? What did you guys have to do in order to adapt? Like, did your clients just stay with you because they trust you? Did you guys like have to start, incorporating different services, or like what did you guys do in order to like keep going on?
Great question. So basically, we just work harder. They got more on the internet to find solutions. We also connect to other experts like Tal, Tal Klinger, that he's like legend with automation. And we try to find together some solutions. And sometimes only Tal finds solutions. Sometimes we find some insight solutions. And we don't care. Like, this is why we charge. I think we charge the most expensive price for the growth, because I don't care even to spend thousands of dollars of scrapers or proxies, or no matter what, for my clients, as long as I can keep them with me, even if I will work harder or even I will spend more. So we didn't lose clients on this time. We just tried our best. And I definitely think that for people here who, I don't know who is with us, but Jarvee, it's very, very like the income you can get from that. It can be 6 figures. I'm not going to leave 7 figures. And from that, it is possible. It's just not for everyone. Because it's like how people say in digital marketing, it's like the blue ocean, because there is not so many companies doing that. But there is a reason why not so many companies doing that. So yeah, if someone else specifically question, or is it, sorry.
Yeah, we do have some questions that we can ask. But yeah, that's actually like a really good point about how you charge higher pricing, and like it allows you to like just burn more like scrapers. Cause I don't know, Russell Brunson kind of has like a quote where he says, the person who spends the most is always going to win the customer. So like the fact that you guys are able to like do whatever you have, like that margin to really like help the customer as much as possible. It's helping you guys like.
Yes, we have like, yeah, sorry.
No, go ahead, please continue.
I'm just saying, like, we have like in total like about like 500 plus social accounts we manage, because we also do the B2B. We also grow private customers accounts, and we also do white labeling, especially in United States, with just digital companies who cannot handle that, don't have time to learn Jarvee, or they just want to scale their business. So they just send us their clients. We agree on some price. They charge, of course, higher, and everyone is happy. So this is how we actually scale the business. I think that to focus only on the B2B, at some point you'll be very limited. But if you focus also on B2C, sorry, the opposite, B2C, like also other business, that's actually agencies you can do partnership with, so you can grow much faster. This is actually what we did, and I found that it's very, very cool. Of course, after you prove yourself and you have case study, you have results, you have statistics, you know what you're doing.
Yeah, definitely. That's insane, because that's like the exact same thing that kind of happened with me. Like, I don't know, I started making way more money, like, and it was way easier by just having like 5 to 10 agency clients who regularly buy stuff from me. And like, they bring more than one client, so it's not just like one client, and then you don't have like 100 people reaching out to you, even though you may have done like 100 like like orders or whatever.
Yes.
So yeah. We do have a question here from 𝗤𝗂𝗶𝗰𝗸. He says, any suggestions for TikTok like tool, like similar to Jarvee? Because I don't think they do TikTok, or they have a TikTok section, but it doesn't work.
Yes, it used to work on Jarvee for like a few weeks, and then something has changed. And I talked also with their team. They're trying to fix some things and make it work. Honestly, I'm not too sure when it will work, but now the problem, it's not like you cannot connect and verify TikTok account on Jarvee. We're working with some of our insight tools for that. I know there are many bots for TikTok. I'm not sure of something that's actually working, but we're using something inside, like for our clients, not some stuff you can get online. But I hope with Jarvee it will work pretty soon. I know they're working on that. Like they do want to get actually more clients. This is why they opened like the label of Jarvee, like Jarvee bot only for LinkedIn, Jarvee for YouTube. They did it. And I know they want to get to grow more, not only Instagram, also there. So hope it will work soon.
That's pretty cool that you guys use like your own in-house like software solution. I know like the TikTok, I have a guy who does like manual growth, and he's saying like TikTok is just like so easy to automate right now, and the gains are really good.
Like it's crazy. You don't need scrapers. This is like the main advantage. You don't need anymore. And like because it's like TikTok, it's like Instagram, where back then 10 years ago or something, it was so easy, right? Like we easily growing account with 1,000 plus followers. With Instagram, it's not that easy. It's possible, but not that easy with automation. So I definitely recommend to take advantage of that. I know Michael has like great group also for TikTok to learn like the basic of that. I learned a lot from him. And by the way, from you, I don't know if you remember, but you and Michael, you did help me a lot. Like I remember when I started with the Jarvee group in 2019, I think it was. So you give me many tips and you told me like what to do, what like really. So also guys, Christian here, he's a real legend. Like don't look at me, look at him,
No, this is about you, Adi. We need you to flex, like brag, tell everybody like how you guys have a huge agency, 500 clients, which is insane. Like I've only known like one other person with like that many clients, and he quit when all that.
Yes,
we have a question here from Jason. How to target preferred audiences organically with a new account? So like, how would you guys try? I'm guessing he's saying like, how would you guys try and target like real people, I guess like in their niche on a brand new account? Is there like any strategy or like go to A to Z you kind of follow, like a step?
Yes, like you mean like he wants to filter the audience, like to make sure they're like legit people? This is
I
the
think
question?
so. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Like what do you usually do to like account for that,
Cool. You think maybe I can share the screen to show that?
Yeah, let me make you host, and I think you can.
Cool. I will try to show him I have also many guides on YouTube about that. 1 second, I will show one of my servers. I have like my testing servers. You remember my CBD accounts, the ones with the dogs that I all the time deleted? Remember this one? They actually bring it back to me. I wasn't shocked. It actually happened. But yes, miracles happens, guys. If your account was cannabis account or CBD and it got disabled, sorry. So don't give up. So basically, for your question, you can actually choose any filters over here. For example, I can choose the profile. User has any profile image, minimum number of posts. I can make sure specific range of followers following, for example, females, males, and language. Just keep in mind that every filter you check over here, you will need more scrapers because it will take more API calls actually for this account. And yeah, so this is pretty much how you can filter the audience. I think the secret is like to choose a very good source of accounts and put over here a good account that have very good content, and you can have a look, working pretty well. I need to fix over here a few stuff with the scrapers, but yeah.
Gotcha. So, I mean, it looks like you just, depending who you're trying to target, like male, female, you guys also make sure to throw posts, it's like because the spam accounts don't have a lot of posts.
Yes.
But really, would you say like the way to find good sources is just to test them? Because you guys just like optimize for follow back ratios, right? Or
yes, I can tell that basically what I'm asking from like my clients, for example, let's say on the CBD niche, I'm trying to find accounts that are really very relevant to my niche. For example, one of my strategies is like to go to CBD for dogs hashtags, check the accounts over here that on the top, but not account that, has commercial content. Like try to find that. And for example, after you find some of them, so then you can actually make sure they have high engagement, right? For example, let's say this one, it's not really good one because it's like a marketing account, but let's say, not the best. just trying to find some accounts with the right keywords, and then check the engagement and see, sorry, yeah, this one of, yeah, for example, this one. So this is basically what I'm doing, an account with at least 5,000 followers. I can tell that's the most important. Like this one, not too sure if this is not such a good one, but it's good for reposting. So I enjoy the content. Yeah, but it's very funny account, guys. If you want to make some fans, or it's a lot of fun. Yes.
Yeah. And you drive into a Facebook group, and I remember you said you used to like sell those leads and stuff to somebody else for money.
Exactly. We even actually went to this group. I don't know if I'm allowed to say it on Facebook. I hope.
Totally. Go ahead. I also pinned your YouTube channel in the comments on the Facebook Live. But if you want, I can pin your group if it's whichever.
Thank you. Yeah, no, that's cool. So you can, this is actually a great point because you can make a lot of money from automation and not only from clients. This is something that I always tell to my VIP students and people who learn with me. Clients is a great way to get in like retainers and like cash, or how we call it. What after some level on Jarvee, you can actually build some system that generate passive income. It's not really passive, but kind of. For example, we actually take the traffic from Instagram to Pinterest, and from Pinterest and from Instagram to the Facebook group. And then we actually ran this group for $1,000. And we did it for 6 months with one of the CBD companies. So it's a great way to make money. And one of them, you can also do affiliates. You can also do shout outs, so many stuff. But yes, there are many, many ways, not only clients.
I think that kind of answers like another question we had farther down, but we have another one here that says, for who would Jarvee be a good fit for? And then for who wouldn't it be a good fit for?
Great point. So I think if you have any business on Instagram that wants to grow his account, but he doesn't want to be all day on Instagram and make manually engagement, so you need Jarvee now. The question is if you need to do it by yourself or need to hire someone. So I always compare it to any other business. If I want to fix my hair, actually I need it, so I won't do it by myself. I don't just like, yeah, let's try to cut it over here, or like, it wasn't doing the best. So I will go to a professional to fix my hair and like to cut it or change it or do something. So it's the same with Instagram. Like I won't try to, as a business owner, if I'm like on, let's say, average level and more, I won't waste my time to learn it only for my own account. Let's say if you want like I will go to professional, like me, like other companies, there are many good people. This is for only one business owner. Of course, it's my own opinion. Some people also do it by themselves for their business. If they're like very on the start, they're happy with that. They have no problem to invest with learning and payments. Keep in mind, if you don't do it, if you do it by yourself, so there's a lot of mistakes you can do, money and so on. And it's really, really good, honestly, for people who want to make an agency and grow many accounts of them, for example, like build an army of accounts and make money from that, from themselves, or also both client management. And then you can charge, as we charge, 200 to 50 per each account. You can scale it, and then you can make, of course, great income. There's a sort of expenses. It's not that pink and not everything is good. Definitely not. You also need to make sure you're very strong mentally, and you can keep adjusting and keep changing what you need on a weekly basis. If you're looking for something that it's all the time like that, go to paid ads or go to website building or go to SEO. I think it's pretty much like that. It won't change. But Instagram automation, it's like,
it's not consistent. Yeah, it goes up and down. Like that's just organic though, I feel like usually.
Yes, it's actually working. Yes, you see like accounts growing, you know that. But be ready for a lot of work, stretch days, and try to not take also things personally. And it's it. So people who want to make money with that, definitely recommend. And people who want only to grow their own business, I think you have better things to do than learning Jarvee by yourself, honestly. Of course, it's not for everyone, but that's the main point.
Yeah, no, definitely. Like, I seriously think if somebody's a restaurant owner, like they shouldn't try to go learn Instagram automation. They should really focus on, being like a really good restaurant owner and figuring out like which team do their marketing on Instagram which team to do their marketing, you know, locally. It's just not the best time spent because it is a skill, but you can make a lot of money off that skill, especially if you're good at it and you're persistent. Because I don't know, after 2019, like it's almost a blessing in disguise because there was so much competition and it was so easy, but now there's very few people. So like, yeah, I mean, I think it almost makes it easier if you're willing to put it in the work.
Yes, 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 yes. And I think like, you know, one of the business things I learned with the years, I'm very young, yeah, I'm only like on Jarvee automation I'm like on digital marketing from 2017, yeah. I'm like a baby. I'm not like, you know, like you or like people doing it for so many years. But I think I learned like the most important part is like to invest in on the things you're very good with them. So I have, for example, things I'm so bad with them, I wouldn't do it today. For example, website building, seriously, no. I will pay someone and do it for me and just do it good because I do it so bad with the design and that. Or for example, banners from designs and like Facebook Live. I try to do it by myself with Canva or Snapper, and that's okay, but not. So this is also like think about what you're good with. So for example, if you're good with sales, you know to bring clients and get payments. So you can find agencies like us and do partnership. If you like to do technical things, you like Jarvee, like to do these kind of things. Good. Find someone who's good with marketing, partnership with him, you know, and like, you know, like find like what you are the best with. This is my point.
Yeah, I got you. Like play your strengths, what you're good at.
Exactly. Like don't try, like if you're not good with that, don't try with like, no, I will be one day good. Could be, yes, could be, but does it worth it? Like why not to make better with what you're already good? If it sells, if it's technical, if it's I don't know what, you know, so
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, I think one of the easiest ways is just like do client management. You don't even have to know the skills. If you can just communicate it to people, um, and then sell them on it, you know, you can just charge more and make money that way. And like white label, like your service, for instance, because you guys are pros. Um, and I'll also really quick, I'm a baby by the way too, because I don't know, it's like I interview guys who are younger than me and they've been doing this stuff for like 9 years. Like, you know, so I feel like a baby all the time. But we got a question here from somebody else, 𝗤𝗂𝗶𝗰𝗸. I have a 209K IG account in the beauty niche, 14% USA. When I post promo in story and post feed, I do some conversion, like 50 to 200 visits to a store, but no sales. 90% of those people are from the USA. What's wrong? I don't know if you want
that's
to
a
comment
good
on
one.
that.
I have something to say, but maybe you will start because I know you're very good also with that.
No, please go ahead. You go ahead.
Okay. So I think that with your question, Mr. So it's very hard to tell you what is wrong. If you're saying your audience 40% you said or 60, most of them is like United States.
Yeah, and I think he said 90% of his clicks were from the USA to his website, and he had like 200 store visits.
Okay. So why it's not converting into sales? And that can be also some stuff on the website. I know you can install on your website Ojar or many services that you can map and see what people are doing or not doing on your website. Maybe it's like a sentence you wrote and like, oh no, maybe it's like something else. So check the website. If you get like enough clicks and enough like if it's not the CTR issues and people actually go and check it. So I believe it's mostly the website or the funnel you build. You know, like sometimes I see people are doing some ads or like trying to sell on their Instagram page, but this is too much on the face, like too much direct sales. And I think most of us today, we don't like to purchase directly. Like we need some games, we need some like background, we need like, okay, be ready on two and next 2 days, we're going to do some special sale on our website and build it up. So funnel building, website analyze, how I can call it, yes. Yes, pretty much that's it. What do you think?
I think his website's fucked up. Like, I don't know if it doesn't load, like the load time is like way too slow, or if they just it sends them to like an irrelevant page, or like maybe the offer isn't congruent. So like when they get to the website, they're kind of like, what's up? But something is definitely messed up because if they're clicking through, then yeah, and they're not buying, then it's your website, man. It could be like the product description. Who knows?
Yes, many things over there. I know this service is great. I actually used to work with them. There are many, like Ojar, but that's it. I think you also have some uh, free package over here. So I think it's very good to do that.
Yeah, I think they were like the first one, and then in the Shopify app stores, like they came out with all these like I don't know, they always clone them, and they name them like something else. They try and undercut them, and then it's like this price war.
Yeah, I like to use them, and then like you see the psychology of people, like where they go, where they click, where like, oh my God, they like go out, like, and
It's
what's actually,
creepy. It's a little creepy. Like you can like yeah, you can see you can watch screen recordings too of like what people. Yeah, it's yeah.
yes, it's creepy, but let's be honest, all of the automation, so the Instagram, no matter which automation, it's also psychology stuff, and it's also pretty creepy, like to make people do what you want them to do and follow you. So life
Yeah,
is pretty.
definitely. So really quick, we have a question from Gilad. He says, or Gilad, he says, how can you leverage Jarvee for sales generation?
Great point. Okay, so many ways to do that. For example, if you want to get sales to your client, so what I'm doing for him, I'm sending DM to any new follower and getting into his funnel. And so you can send 20, 30 DMs per day, take it in a month, 69, 600, 900. That this way you can get sales. Another option that we also do, it's the famous mother and child, or how you want. It's always funny, like when people say mother and child, but you can like build multiple, like an army of many accounts, send the traffic to the main accounts and do the sales on your main accounts. And it's also very cool. There is also a guide on the Jarvee group that Angaran, the French expert of Jarvee, also posted. So very cool. And of course, you also know about it. And this is like the hot topic. I'm sure you know about it, and everyone like speak about it now. It's actually already like more than a year working, but only now I feel like people like, oh my God, about it. It's the mass DM when you send I don't know, like hundreds of thousands of millions of DM to target users to get sales or to get followers. The funny thing when I just heard about it, say like, who will purchase like from fake account to send DM like, hey, check out this. But I saw the results. Listen, it's working and it's crazy. Like until Instagram will like say, okay, the party is over. So this is the third way. You can actually do mass DMs, mother and child, main Jarvee growth, like main account work with a DM. And that's it.
Got you. Yeah.
What do you
It's
think?
funny, those strategies have been around for like a while. It's just that, yeah, I guess people start to know about them, and like the whole mother child thing, like it's been around for years. And then for like literally, I feel like 9 months before like 2019, it was like super trending. People were learning about it. It's like, oh my God, this is an insane method. But something's gonna happen. It's just like gonna kind of get patched. I feel like even with the DMs, like they're gonna start banning the accounts. And instead of saying like Instagrammer, when like the account gets banned, it says Instagrammer. But you can still see like the message. They're just gonna like remove that. Like all those banned accounts will not be able to, like DMs won't actually show anymore. I think so. That's probably what they'll do to like patch it. But it's an amazing service, and I feel like if you can make money and sell it like as an agency while it's trending, like power to you, because people really disliked me on forums and stuff for sharing about like different story interaction strategies and softwares, and I don't know, like I made a killing off of it, so I think it's just like, if you can just kind of milk it as long as you can, then go for it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just want to show the photo of that. Like it's actually, I know you're also doing this kind of stuff, and even more than that, just want to show you like it's actually working. Like when I saw that and it's like target users like to get this amount, it's crazy. So I think that we can enjoy these things, as you mentioned, until they will be over. Like there was time of mass views and mass voting, good days, that was fun, but then the party is over. So basically, I think that my main point is that every growth that it's spamming will work at some point. And the only thing that I see working for the long term, it's stuff like are not really spamming. So Jarvee, if you do follow and follow 12 actions per day, spamming, like even people do it for manually when they have some time. So I think to compare all of this kind of growth on once upon a time I was against that. I said, no, this is spam. Instagram hates us because of that. But I now think that you can combine it all, and then you can boom, like you can scale accounts, scale growth, do some awesome stuff. So it is working. Don't believe people say like, no, this is bullshit, da, da, da. It's working, just
Yeah, it
depends.
doesn't work like there's proof right there. How many DMs did you use to get that 500, 600 followers? Like,
20K.
so people
That's
can
it.
expect. Cool.
Nothing.
I've noticed like the follower gains aren't that great, but I think it's mainly because like one, I did like this campaign for this guy where it's private, and I get works so much better when it's a private page, because they have to follow you first and hit your requests, and if you bait them in, like it works so good. It's like, but then I also noticed that like I feel like it's better for sales. I don't know what your opinion is on that, because a lot of people come to like they see the message and they click over to your profile, but they don't follow you, because like I personally wouldn't follow an account if they hit me with the DM like that, even if I was interested in the content. Like unless it was a really good account, like it had a sweet username or something, and like maybe it was private, you know.
Yeah, I think that it's all about the copy, like if you will write, I saw some DMs like, hey, you want to be our ambassador, please join us. Like, of course, like we want to be our ambassador, but if you're doing something like very, very smart and give it also time limits, for example, hey, you saw a profile, this is so awesome. I saw your last post about, just example, I don't know, like beautiful things or jewelries was great. I want you personally to be our ambassador, and I want to schedule a call with you on the next 24 hours. By the way, we only send this message to 30 people. If you want
30,000.
you know what I mean. So you must think about right copy. You cannot just tell people, hey, follow her account and you will be happy. No, this is not like how people work. You always need to think how to make people do what you want them to do, so they will be benefit from that. And I also want to add that I will speak about it in Hebrew, but now I want to show it in English. I think that can bring a lot of value to the people who watch us. So there is an awesome book. I read it when I was in Thailand about one a year and a half ago. And you know this book for sure. It's called How to Find. Yeah, you know this book, right?
Yeah, of course. That's Dale Carnegie. How to Win Friends and Influence People. Talks about the dog too, how you're always excited to see your dog, and he's always excited to see you. How you just need to be like a dog, basically.
Exactly. Like I even like make a site of this book. It was so powerful, and I realized like, wow, like it's a lot about marketing, also about a lot of communication with people. And I actually took a lot of his book to my marketing business and to understand, okay, like how to build DMs to actually convert, how to speak with clients and explain them the situation in a way they don't be, would be happy or won't be mad if something goes wrong. Like for example, if something happened to the account, session block or something. So you need to know how to speak. So I definitely think that for all of us watching, and you have a business or you want to build your business, so read this book. It's very cheap, nothing.
Yeah, it's a really amazing book, and they just like give really good tips on how to be likable. Like, don't criticize or condemn people. People like the sound of their name. Like, I don't know, it's stuff that you never really think about, but it actually works. It's timeless
Definitely.
too, I think, which is the coolest part. Yeah.
Cool.
Okay. Another question: how many posts do you recommend daily on IG? How many stories?
Great question. I must say that with content, by the way, I'm not the expert. I also don't like content. I enjoy others, to say it like that. But I think that it depends on the amount of your followers. This is the first thing. So let's say if you have 100 followers, so if you will post every day, I think that can be too much because you only have 100. And then Instagram will try to show them to all of the 100. But then if the reactions won't be so high and some of them will just scroll down, so they will show it to less people. So it depends on this amount. I think if you have like, let's say a few thousand, you can post every day. It's good. If you have, let's say 5,000, 10,000 plus. But on average, I would say like something like 3 times in a week in posting stories as much as you can. I know people check it all the day. And I think that many people ask this question, but I'm not sure if it's the right question, because if let's say you do posting, I don't know, like once a day or 3 times per week, but you do the posting only because people say, post 3 times in a week. But every post of you, it's like that. So it's better even to do once per week or even longer time. So invest in like the high quality of your post. I think, yeah, something like 3 per week. What do you think?
I think it depends. Like if you're a niche page or like theme page, how you really grow is like just by posting and like maybe doing like the follow and follow when you get started. So like that's really important. Like I recommend a person like that to post like 3 to 6 times a day just to get started and like crank the momentum. You know, like throw on the hashtags, like do whatever you got to do. For like a personal brand, it's way different, but you still have to ask yourself like, hey, what is bringing traffic to my profile? Is it posting? Like there's people who post like viral funny pranks and they get more views. Like a great example is this guy who I've been helping out a little bit in the DMs. It's funny, he's been messaging me for like a year and a half. And his username is like Ricky, but it's Ricky with like a 3 instead of the E. And like his videos on Instagram are just blowing up because he's got these funny prank videos. Like for him, he needs to post more. Like I told him, like, dude, all you need to do is post more. Like I also gave him a tip of using like a deep link because he wanted to grow his YouTube channel. And he's like, well, man, he's like, my YouTube, I was getting like 400 subs a day. Now I'm getting like 800 because that link. So like for him, he needs to post more. But if you're like me, for instance, and you're like a personal brand page, and the truth is like you get traffic to your profile because like you either generate it by like sending DMs or you have like a Facebook group or a YouTube channel, then I don't really need to post. Because like my Instagram profile is like mostly just like a landing page to facilitate people DMing me so I can like make transactions happen. So for that kind of page, like you really don't need to post very often. I mean, but it's good to post like maybe like once a week, once a month, like if it's that type of page. So yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you. Yes, this is your cool page. Wow.
Yeah.
You're growing. Cool. 80.
I grow my account like every month. I invest money to like grow it because I don't know. I just feel like if you're not growing, then you're not moving forward. Like, got to get to a mill someday. Like,
Yes, I agree. Cool. Yes, and I totally agree with you. You know, like for example, this is your page. You're not posting like so much, but memes page or also page like one of my puppy's accounts, I try to post at least 3 times in a day. Oh, that's a shame. Need to fix the pre-posting. But yes, in touch I like to do it at least 3 times in a day or something like that, and then it will grow more. So totally agree.
yeah. Well, those are pages like how do I explain it? Like they generate traffic by like posting, you know, like if you go to like Chris Thunder, for instance, like, I don't know if you've ever seen his page. He's like really famous. Like they sell such expensive services. I should actually hit him up and ask him to do an interview. Like,
Chris, what is it?
Chris what? Thunder, like THUNDER.
Oh,
Like this
guy.
guy and his partner, I don't know if you know him, like they don't necessarily need to post to grow. Like they don't really, how do I explain this? I don't really think like posting is what like brings them traffic. So yeah, like I guess for this type of page, it's more like, hey, just put out some like super high quality content. Like he's got 2.8 million followers and he only has 118 posts. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not
Crazy.
like, he doesn't grow by posting, you know, like he does giveaways and stuff like that. Like he drives traffic to his profile. So if you have like a profile like that and you're trying to make money or, you know, sell services, you don't necessarily need to post. It's more about just like putting out some high quality content, looks attractive when people go to your page, making sure it has like engagement, and then just like facilitating traffic to the DMs so you can sell.
Definitely. Totally agree with your words.
Yeah. But how many posts should you do on IG, man? I have no idea because I don't. But if you have a repost page, then probably a lot. Like
again, what do you say?
He was asking how many posts should you do daily on Instagram. Do we have any more questions, you guys? You guys have any? We got 7 people watching. It says or 8 now.
What do you think about Chrisitien's shirt? I like his shirt. I want also shirt like that. I want to go in Mexico with your shirt. Maybe I will get you some clients.
Yeah, I'm supposed to get my dad one because like we have the same last name. So he's like, I want one, but I never got him one.
Yeah, do that. It's great. I also purchase I create my Jarvee in shirts when they are not on the lingerie and also send it to my team. It's very cool, you know, like feel a part of something, branding, and
it makes it feel real too. Like it's super cool. I feel like I don't know, but I remember when I first got it, I was like, yeah, this is so cool, but it kind of loses that effect. Um, so I have a question for you. If anybody's like interested in your services, like where should they reach out to you? Do you have any like paid offers that you can like recommend for people? I know you have like a mastermind group. And yeah.
Yes, definitely. So for people who watch us and like want to get better on Jarvee, or even if you start from scratch, so I definitely recommend like to start from my YouTube channel. And I put so much content on this YouTube, and I actually have many secrets that we released, and with lives, even with you, with Tal, with Alex, many cool stuff. I actually created what do you think about a mask? That was funny.
Nice.
Yeah, I go to the shop and they're like, what is this logo in Israel? Like they didn't understand. It's a bot. It's a, what is that? Yeah, so I actually made 3 weeks ago a new video about Jarvee settings, and I get into a lot of details over here. It was 1 hour. That was a lot of the work, and I try to really get into the all small details and small questions that sometimes we have. And so I definitely recommend to start from my channel. And I have many more videos about proxies, like yeah, and VPNs and lives I made with cool people. So this is the first place I recommend you to start. There is also the Facebook the Jarvee group. You're also in it for questions you have and stuff like that. And as for paid service, yes, you can also reach me out on Facebook and ask me. I have like a private place where I teach Jarvee. It's called the VIP Club. It's very cool. You remember we talked about it and I said like how much to sell it. Today I said it like $200 per month.
Oh, I remember. Yeah.
The club. So that's really cool. It's for people who want to learn Jarvee and like to get it, like all of the things for Jarvee. I actually even showed my tricks over here. How I get millions of impression and traffic on Pinterest and many stuff. Like I can just show it to give you an example. It's a lot of classes about Jarvee and about Instagram, about automation, everything you want, scraping of data, many stuff. And yeah, so this is also option. But I think like the best thing would be to start with the YouTube channel just to get some taste of the stuff and see if it's for you or not for you. Because I try to explain to people like really it's not that easy. It's not automation as you think. Like you just turn it on and you go to the beach. No, and it's very hard. People, okay, but it's a bot. So it's not you know what I mean?
No, I do. It's funny. There's usually two types of people. There's like the type of person who looks at it and they're like, whoa, I cannot learn that. And it's so funny because I've had friends, I'm like, no, man, it's super easy. Like all you got to do is just like, and they're just like dumbfounded. Like this is like complicated. This is some like hacker stuff, man. I'm out. Well, and there's other people who are like willing to sit there and just kind of like look at it and figure it out. And it's usually not that difficult if you're willing to like invest that time to learn it. And I think the coolest thing about you and just like your community is you teach people like actual like settings, and then you help them work through problems. Like I remember some person who was upset because on like some forum, and like you even like went ahead and like really like went and like to work with them and just make sure everything's right. And like I don't know, I guess like just teach them what they need to know, because like this will always have problems, especially if you do Instagram. I think it's probably like it's probably going to happen to TikTok and Pinterest and all the platforms eventually too. So these skills like will not just apply to Instagram, but like if you want to do this for a business for a long time, it'll like carry on with you everywhere. So definitely check out all of her services and her VIP groups. Like they're super awesome. Can't recommend them enough.
Thank you, Christian. Yes, that's totally cool. And yes, I think that the thing I love the most is like to try to help people and to help them solve the problems, not to do it by myself, because then where's the magic? But I think like to really like change someone's life. For example, people who there were courses also in Israel that I launched back in last year or 2 years ago about Jarvee. And like, some people actually build their business from that. Also in the VP, I know some business who like some people, maybe you watch us, that almost gave up a year ago, and now like they're like in 6 figures and doing really good. So really like if it's something that you want to do, Don't say like, okay, it's too hard, maybe I won't do it. Start like to see like if it's for you or not for you. You know, like see the videos. There's so much content also, you know, on YouTube, on Google, you know, where on MP. Like just taste it and see if it's for you, and be ready to work hard. Like there is no magic or no like thing that hey, it's automation and everything is happy and all day, like, you know, fun, fun, fun. It's not like that, but it's definitely fun when you achieve your goals and you know how to get it and you help people and business actually gets more clients and more money. And now even on the COVID-19, you know, some business actually really blow it up. So pretty much that's it. Any more questions for people who wants to know something specifically?
We have a question by Dylan right here. It's not necessarily about Jarvee, I think, but it says, do you have any tips on how to switch up hashtags periodically? I have 3 to 4 sets I use, but I don't know if I should be using the same. I don't know if I should be using new sets each time.
What do you think?
Me? Man, I don't know. Like, I think if you use a set of hashtags and like they work, like I would probably continue to use those on another post unless they just stop working. So I don't know if you have like 4 sets, I would probably just like test all 4 of them. So like which one works the best, then start using that one more, man. I think people over obsess about like little things like that don't usually make up all the growth. But if you really wanted to like isolate which hashtags are working, you could sign up for a tool called flick.tech, and they actually will track like which hashtags you're ranking for, so you can then build down like the ones that aren't working and just use the ones that are getting you traffic. What about you?
Yeah. I used to be with the thought, like when I learned about Instagram and so all of that. So like when you use the same hashtags on every post, the same set in the same order, so it's like spamming. But I saw accounts doing that, and they're all the time on the top ranking hashtag. So I think it's not like there's not one answer for that, only testing. And I definitely will test all of these 4 hashtags with different type of content because maybe something with the post was different or ta ta ta. So I think this is what I will do. What else? And what else? I want to ask you a question before we finish, Christian. What do you think is like? Do you recommend people like I said like when I posted about the slides, I said all the secrets should be out. You know, no bullshit. You know, like yeah, no, not sort of like not what everyone think about Jarvee or not what people most talk about. Do you think it's worth it to people to join now in 2021, for example, or you think like go do something else? What do you think? Honestly.
That's a tough question. I think if there's 2 types of people, like you said, there's people who can do it and there's people who can't. If you want to focus on like building that skill, I think that there's a huge demand for it and there's not many people like to supply. So there's a lot of opportunity. For me, to be honest, like I'm so tired of like services that I don't know, like you just wake up the next day and then like everything's red, or you have like tons of messages and like people are messaging you to relog. And that's just part of like that type of business that will be there forever. And I think it's easier for me because like what I was doing before is I was having to sell people and have to do the service. And for me, what actually helped a lot more was focusing more on the selling part and then just like, you know, making less money profit, but giving the delivery to somebody else because like, yeah, it's just hard to be able to do it all. And like, as it just gets more and more difficult, like you just really need to step up your game. And I think it definitely is worth it if somebody like wants to learn a skill. Like if you're somebody who's trying to get more business and who hasn't been able to do like a lot of website stuff, learning how to automate client accounts is like a fantastic way to make money. I really do. Like, I think that it's just also it's not without challenges. And I think if you're just trying to make money, it's probably easier to not have to learn the skill and just learn how to explain it to people and then try and get them to buy. I don't know.
Yeah.
What's your case on that? I mean, like, I kind of feel like I know your opinion, but is it worth it? Like for a beginner? I mean, like.
Yeah, it totally depends on, as you mentioned, on the goals. I think of few, like if you really want to build your business with that, so definitely you can learn it. And then I think it's only worth it for the long term. Like I know some players join Jarvee and after 2-3 months they gave up, so they wasted so much time, energy, and also money. But time and energy is the thing that you cannot take back, right? It's gone. Money you can lose, you can earn, and so I don't think it's so much about the money. So I think you really need like to ask yourself and to understand what are your main goals and not look about like the next month or the next year. Let's speak about years from now, like for like the next 5 years or 10 years, and to understand not exactly where you want to be, but what are the direction, and then start from there. Like and I think that if you start and if you like it, if you have any connection to that, and you feel like it's cool, go for it. Start from free. I always recommend to start like with taste small from YouTube videos or guide, and then go harder if you feel you really want to do that. And also remember, it's all about cons- consistently, like consistent. Is it right?
Consistency. Yeah, you got it right.
Exactly. Yeah, like it's all about that. Like no matter which business you go, with every business you will have challenges. Just on Instagram and on growth and automation, it's like black hat, we can call it, or something like that. So it's a bit more challenging, but it's also where's the fun, as I see it. And also be with people, like surround yourself like people that you can build a team with, and not do everything by yourself, as you said, because then you will get into some limits. Like you can do sales, you can do technically work, you can do life management, you can do support, but then you will go to this one day like, oh my god, what's going on over here? Like I don't have time even to breathe. So I think like the most important part is goals, strategies, and people with you. People is the most one of the most important things. And yes, just understand if you have connection to that. If it's only for the money, so I think it would be better to take someone for you. If you also have some passion for that, so go build your business. If it's automation, if it's something else, like if you really connect to that, like I do. I hope people see that. I'm not doing it only for the money. It's not it's not always like that. So yeah.
No, you're super passionate, and the thing is, most people like just got off the bandwagon when it got difficult, and like myself included. Like most people like to do what's easy. I don't know. So it's kind of like moving to the services that were like easy. It's like follow and follow got really hard. So like what did people do? Like they went to story views and like the story interactions. And then when that got hard, like what are they doing? They're going to the mass DMs, So it's just kind of like, but also like you've been doing the same thing for years and years, and like you've built up that skill. And I don't know, like no matter, that'll be with you forever, and you'll be able to like work through no matter what algorithm updates, because there's always going to be a workaround. It just may be like a way more of like a pain in the ass, and like, or it may take way more scrapers or something. Like I have a software and like we burned through like 100 scrapers in like 2 days when that update happened. It was like insane. And yeah, yeah. There's always a workaround though, but you just need to be consistent and like really build the skill. And there's very few people left, and like there's so many people who want automation because it's like a lower to mid-tier service, and it really just does give like the best result like per dollar like cost, yeah, compared to any service in my opinion.
Definitely. I totally agree with you.
Okay, let me see if there's any more questions. If not, we'll call it a day. I don't think there's any more. Oh, Christian, I have a question for you. Do you have any tips to start when you will have a new customer with a totally new product? I mean, how do you start to work for him? So to be honest, I really don't try to get a customer with like a brand new product. The thing is, if they're not already making money off their products, then they're probably going to be a really difficult client. It helps to like work with people who've been like established for years, who are putting aside budgets for things like that every single month, like marketing. So if it was like your friend, I would honestly just recommend doing the service for him for free just to test it. And like if he sees some results, then you can charge, just give him like a 7-day free trial or something like that. I just wouldn't try to like work with somebody who has a new product unless you're selling them on a service where it just like they can afford. It's like if they're rich and they have like a really, they're really successful and they're starting their personal brand, yeah, they can definitely afford it. It's just something to look out for, because like those clients will be people who are like, I don't know, it's like $200 is a lot of money to them to invest. Like maybe they're putting in like $1,000 on their business, like that's 20%, and they want to see results, but they have nothing else going on. So they're messaging you every day, and that can just be like difficult. Like I had to refund a guy for that, the same reason, like the other day. Like super good guy, and like I think the service would have worked awesome for him, but it's just hard to have like 20-minute conversations every day. So I would try to find people who are like making money on Instagram, or either have marketing budgets, or who are just like wealthy and can afford to pay for your service monthly. What tips do you have on that? Like, what do you look for in like a brand new customer, or customer? Do you find customers with new products? Do you err away from that?
Yes, I think that even if they like have, let's say, a new product, but let's say they have investments or they understand like how the process is going to work. So I think it could be good, but it's all about like the right expectations. So if they think that, okay, after 1 month you will bring us, I don't know, 50 sales or something, so you will have an issue in 1 month. So what I'm doing with, especially in new brands, I make sure to understand how the things are working, what's going to be the average results, the expected results, especially with a new account, a new brand. And if you explain them the situation, the process, the expected results, I think that can be good. I don't have most of my clients actually on the level you mentioned, already making money, already successful. Like our service is like a small part of their puzzle because they're investing so much in marketing. But also this, I think like it's even more, when I do this, I even feel a bit more meaningful because I help small business and not only like average or huge companies. And wow, like this is you're a young lady and you open your e-commerce store and you want to get sales. I have some clients like that. And like, I would love to help you just understand what's going to happen. Cool. And all the truth, no bullshit, no, yeah, we'll bring you 1,000 followers. It will be so easy. So many sales, like don't lie, don't promise things you have out of control on Jarvee or on Instagram. You don't have any control on that. And that's it, what I think. But you're totally right. It will be easy with clients already making money because they will feel less stressed.
Yeah, I also feel like he said a new product specifically, and like when people have new products and they're always asking questions like, oh man, this doesn't seem like it's working. I'm not getting enough link clicks to my website. Do I need to change something up? Like, can you give me any tips on this? And then it starts to become like this consultation where it's like, whoa there, man. Like, like I'm not supposed to set up your business on Instagram here. Like I'm just supposed to sell you this service to help you get more traffic and, 300 to 900 followers per a month or whatever you promise them, whether it's 300 or 500. Or less than that even. I think it is better to like try and find people who don't have new products, because that's just been my experience, which is not indicative of everybody. Yeah.
You're right. I agree. Any more questions or nothing? Maybe we talked and we explained the main stuff, and we did talk about a few secrets. I actually never heard someone speak on live about mass DM, or the mother and triad already many talked about it, but I feel like we actually said the main secrets.
Yeah. I don't think we have any more questions. I'm scrolling down, so I appreciate having you here, Adi. Thank you so much and for sharing all those tips. And yeah, if you guys want to reach out to her, I have her Facebook group as well as her YouTube channel in the description, so go check those out and hit her up.
Thank you. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you, Christian. You're the best, and thank you for the time.
Peace.
Bye-bye.